Good day and welcome back to the podcast Catch It, A New Perception. My name is Ketuk. Looking forward to how this season ends. We have 3 or 4 episodes left. We're going to see where it takes us. We're going to go to the fall equinox like we usually do, and then we're going to start a new season. And the journey gets interesting. I am going to continue to talk about a line out of a song again in this episode. And I know I've gone a lot of different places. I know the last episode wasn't watched very much, and I know some of my episodes aren't watched very much. And I get that certain people are doing certain things at a certain time of year, and they don't tune in. I don't think it has as much to do with content. And I want to have some faith in what it is I'm doing and believe that moving forward, each one of these podcast episodes are going to be exactly what they need to be for who's going to listen, who's going to tune in, who's going to turn somebody else on to an episode. And I say that because I believe in the fate of my journey. I believe in the fate of other people and allowing them to have their journey. I believe I don't need to get too caught up in any of it. I realize that there are many things that I have to learn, and there's many things that I don't know in this lifetime. And there are many things that I understand and I walk with. I walk with a good heart. I've come to an understanding about some of the people around me to be able to let them have their own journey. And the line that I think of from a song that I'd like to touch base with a little bit this particular episode. The greatest of teachers won't hesitate to leave you there by yourself, chained to fate. It's interesting. I think that there's an essence to this that makes sense if you know a little bit about who I am. If you've listened to a few episodes of this podcast or you know me personally, you know that I'm going to watch you on your journey. I will share some of what's happened on my journey in this lifetime. Some of the things I've done, some of the things I've not done, some of the approaches I've made, some of the approaches I don't want to make. And then I will watch you on your journey. I will leave you chained to your fate. I'm not saying I'm one of the greatest of teachers. What I'm saying is that I have learned from the greatest of teachers to keep you right where you're at, chained to your fate, until you break those chains, till you create a new fate for yourself. Do you have enough faith to be able to do that? Do you have enough courage to be able to do that? Do you have what it takes to be able to change the fate that otherwise would have been? I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know how we're moving forward. I do know that I'll walk next to you, and if you want to stay chained to your fate, I will leave you there. I'm not leaving you behind. You're making a choice to be behind. Not to be left behind because it's your choice. You're choosing to be. If you don't want to break the chains of what holds you to the fate that you once would have had, my fate would have been much different had I taken a different journey. In this lifetime, I know I have much to learn, and I know that I have much to see differently, if you will. And the reason I say that is because I've gotten some news of the world that could impact me greatly in many different ways. And it's impacted some people around me, and I'm not going to buy into any of the negativity of it. I will live with the most positive outcome in my mind before I ever get there. Am I changing my fate when I do that? Or am I still doomed to this life that I once lived before I opened my mind, before I began to get to know my higher self, when I continued to get loaded and use substances to escape from the way that I felt for a period of time in my life? If I still did those things, I would still be chained to the fate that I would have. And I don't know that I would still exist. I get it. I have certain flaws, as I have spoken of them, or I am a broken human being and I do some procrastinating, and as of late I have found out that that procrastination could create the worst of results for the people who love me. And I say that because I learned a couple of decades ago when someone said something about, you do it for the people who love you. And he was talking about something specific, and he was trying to appeal to my senses. And what's interesting to me is I've always heard it, you do it for the people that you love. Well, what about the people that love me? What if I see it from the other side? I see it from their point of view. It's the fact that they love me. This looks different. My mind is now different. Now, does my fate change because something's different? I don't know. I don't know for a fact that it does. Maybe this is the path I've been on the whole time. I'm under the impression I've taken certain actions in my life to change my fate rather than be chained to my fate. And I know that I have had the greatest of teachers that have come before me that have helped me. These same people may not have been the greatest teachers for you. They were the greatest teachers for me. That's what's important, is that I find the truth within this. And I see what my fate will be. When I make a different decision tomorrow than I've ever made before, and all of a sudden my fate again is different. Or do I live with that procrastination and never find the truth? I found recently I was living with self-deception so deep, it could have taken my life. It could have ended my life because of my procrastination. I get it. This may be a conversation for someone personally. It may be a conversation for another episode. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with this. But I will tell you that I am making decisions presently that will allow me to have a different fate, because I am not chained to that procrastination. I am willing to change so I have a different fate. And I say this because I've seen people in my life that think that I can help them, that I can rescue them, that their life is going to be different because of what someone else does for them. I don't think so. I think the biggest impact I've ever had on my life is myself. I get it. I speak of the teachers that have come before me and my mentors and some of these spiritual advisors that have been phenomenal in my life. Maybe even given me a word or a phrase that's impacted me decades later still. Wow, that's incredible. I've had to take the action to impact my life. I've had to do something different. I had to learn to see things different once again. The greatest of teachers won't hesitate to leave you there by yourself, chained to fate. Are you willing to be the greatest teachers of others, or do you need to rescue them? Do you need to jump in and save someone? Are you willing to step back and just watch the show? It's terminology I've used for a period of time. I'm just here to see the show. I don't know how it unfolds. I will not impact your life in a way if you're going to continue to force your will upon a situation. You're going to continue to run into yourself. I will keep you chained to your fate. I will allow you to be chained to your fate. I will not keep you there. I will not try to change it if you cannot do things or will not do things to change it yourself. Now, when you decide that you want to change it and you want to be influenced by other people that have come before you, I would love to be one of those people. And maybe I didn't come before you. Maybe I came after you. And I would love to be one of those people in your life. I would love to be able to help you not be chained to your fate. It's the decisions you make. It's the actions you take that will keep you chained to your fate if you ever are. The Creator doesn't do that to you. Other people don't do that to you. You do that to you. You keep yourself right where you're at, or you take that step to allow that trajectory to go up and allow yourself to get to know your higher self. What is it that you want? Do you want to feel like you've been left behind because you're continuing to be chained to your fate, and then you blame someone else for leaving you behind when you wouldn't take a step forward? We can't help you if you won't move forward. If you're going to sit there and not come with us when we're going to change our lives, you will be chained to your fate. You have a choice. This is your life. You will impact your life as much as anybody ever will if you're willing to take the action, if you're willing to change what would have been your fate. I don't know what this looks like for you, and I don't know what the individual prospect is in how it gets better, how it gets bigger. What's it look like for you? Are you willing to change the outcome of your life by taking different actions? Are you willing to see things different? Are you willing to open your mind, open your heart? Are you willing to walk with a good heart rather than acting like you're walking with a good heart? I've spoke of this recently as I listened to someone patronize someone and act as if they're being charming, and then even say, I can be charming when I want to. And I'm thinking, no, either you are charming or you're not. It's not a switch you have. You can patronize her all you want. That's not charming, because you're trying to shine her on in some fashion. I know very little about how to be more charming. I get that I know very little about how to help you not be chained to your fate. What I have come to an understanding with is I have taken certain actions to not be chained to the fate I once would have had. Are you willing to take the actions that you need to take? Are they like the actions that I took? They might be. They might not be. Maybe you have to take an entirely different action. I believe that I've spoke of this on this podcast also. I had a mentor in my life back somewhere around 35 years ago, who impacted my life for a couple of years pretty heavily, enough that it's still an impact in my life. So obviously an impact in my life. And he told me what he did to listen to people. We were sitting in this sacred circle, and he say, yeah, I have to look them right in the eye when they speak, and then I can listen. And I tried that, and I got lost. I just couldn't get it. My mind would wander. My thoughts would fly. I wasn't present. And then I closed my eyes, and I listened deeply. Then I went to where he goes. I took the opposite action that this man took to be able to accomplish the same thing. I am not him. I do not have his journey. I am not chained to my own fate. And what he helped me to understand is I would never need to be again. Find a way to be able to see it different. Find a way to be able to make a different approach. Find a way to change your fate so you can live the best life ever. So you can be happy, content, free, whatever free is. Is it free from the mind? Is it free from the heart? What is free today? The greatest of teachers won't hesitate to leave you there by yourself, chained to fate. Looking forward to next time. Live in harmony with and use the bounty of the land to bring kindness to the world. Dok Shao, okay?